I obviously don't know who these people are. Those were actually a collection I found of asylum photos. I started thinking about, decay and death and what they were doing while they were treating these people and they were photographing them. My sisters absolutely hate them. They think they're so sick. I think they're funny. I'm warped, I guess. I think they're funny, And my mother and father did that to me. They were great parents, but it's my way of remembering. There were 8 of us, 7 girls, 1 brother. One of the things we did during the holidays, my mother would bring out, these big albums. And a lot of the uncles and aunts came over, and you had these uncles that would stay up all night playing cards. So we'd be looking through these albums of these amazing photos of my Italian family and my Cajun family, and just laughing and roaring, on Christmas Eve or on New Year's Eve, staying up till midnight to have a glass of champagne and just laughing at these stories. It was great hearing about wild parties and Model Ts and all this kind of stuff, My dad lived well into his 90s, and then he died in 2012, and my mother 2 years later. After her funeral, we're looking through these photos again, and we're making fun of each other, because you know how you are in a big family, that look at you, you're like, what a loser, the way you looked back in those days, and started thinking about all of that again. And I needed that. I needed those stories, and I took a lot of those pictures from home, and then started going to old antique and junk stores. And there's always a really dirty basket somewhere full of photos. I've got a lot of personal photos, I've got photos I've taken, and then these people that are just, these sad little lives that were just abandoned in a junk store. And I started scanning them in. I started manipulating them and putting, filters on them and doing strange things and just laughing. I'd sit in front of the computer and laugh for hours, like, oh wow, look what I did to this one. And started thinking, wow, wouldn't it be amazing now to translate that into a kind of drawing? And those stories and those photos and all of that gave me that inspiration. And I'm not sure why they were so dark, but each one has its own narrative. A particular story I have about this, like she's this young girl in her little 1920s era dancing costume, and the lipstick's smeared. And I'm looking at that and I'm thinking, they put her in this pose and she's in her little frou-frou dress, and we raise these little girls thinking there's a Prince Charming coming and I'm a princess and all this, and it's just such a lie. I started leeching the background in on her because to me, it's the environment. She's backed into a corner, and there's this environment that's saying you have to be this, to make these people happy. I could never stop trying to be an artist, or it was just a hard thing to do while you're working a full-time job. I mean, when you're working and living in an area like Metro DC, the traffic was just becoming so overwhelming. Being around people, the noise, a stressful job, I wasn't taking really good care of myself, all that kind of thing. But, is it worth the salary you're earning? Is it worth what it's doing to you physically? And I worked for them for 30 years, and it was so much fun to quit. It was so much fun to just walk in and say, you know what, I don't want to do this anymore. Out here, it's just this country dark, peace and quiet, and I'm not sure I could go back into that kind of city dwelling. I need that calmness, and I think it helps me to get the detail I want out of the work, because I'm a maniac and it's painful. You try to do a painting and you're trying to get the eyeball just right, or the shape of the face. I am a maniac. It drives me nuts, but to me, whatever my story is, what I want people to walk away is whatever their story is, and because that's what it should be about, or it should be about what you take away from it. So, I mean, I know what I'm trying to say, but what are you trying to say? So.